welcome. I'm Crystal. Nice to meet you.
I'm George.
Hi, George. Come on in. I'm so glad you came today.
Yeah.
Did you have any trouble finding us or?
Well, it's not a big hospital, so it was easy to find my way, and they kind of guided me. So.
Okay, so they sent you from down the hall of the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming. Yes, welcome. I want to cover something really quick right before we get started, if that's okay. I just wanted to let you know that while you're in here with me, this is a safe zone for you to be open and to be direct and to be honest about anything that's bothering you or anything that's going on. If there were, I keep all your information confidential unless there was an instance where I felt like you were going to harm yourself, harm someone else. I had an ongoing domestic violence situation, abuse or neglect of elderly or children or people with disabilities, or if there was a court order, I would have to disclose the things that we talk about. But other than that, everything that we say in here is between you and me, and it's totally confidential. Okay, so I want you to feel really comfortable. Okay, so I'm so glad you made it. What brings you in today?
Well, I mean, basically, I just had to come in, and I'm here in the hospital, so
Right.
they sent me to come and see you, so it's just kind of why I'm here.
Okay. And so your main person sent you here to see me for a counseling session, right?
Yeah, my physician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he told me I needed to come, so
Okay.
that's why I'm here.
Right. Okay, great. Well, I'm glad you came. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some things that that I can talk with you about and get some information from you. How about what's your chief, like what's bothering you today? Is anything bothering you or?
No, I mean, they just made me come in here. I have to go because, I just got accepted as the coach for the Olympic team. And, if I'm here, they're not going to let me, they're going to give my job to somebody else. And, that's a huge privilege to be the coach of an Olympic team. And I really need to get out of here soon. I don't know why they're forcing me to stay here. I need to get out of here.
So you seem a little agitated about being here today, is that right?
I am very because I got this job opportunity. This is a huge job opportunity. It doesn't come every day. Everybody doesn't get offered a job as a coach of an Olympic team. I'm a great coach, and they called me up and offered me this job, and it was a huge privilege and a shock for me. And so I just want to get out so I can start my new career.
So how long have you? Tell me a little bit more about how long you've been here.
I've just been here for a few days.
Okay.
I've just been here for a few days. My wife and currently I was working before I got offered this awesome job as a coach at a junior college. And my wife and the coach, called the police on me and they brought me here to the hospital. I was trying to tell them, and they weren't listening to me, that I got offered this awesome job, and that I just, need to go and start packing up, and before the Olympics start. So.
Oh wow! So it seems to me like you're very frustrated about being here, and maybe feeling a little bit, maybe of resentment against your boss, your former boss, and your wife, possibly.
Yeah, they had no, reason to call the police on me. That wasn't necessary. I didn't need to be here. I'm fine, I guess they were just upset that, I was going to just, go to my new job. I guess they didn't want me to leave and they wanted me to stay here.
So you really don't know why they called the police, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. They just,
okay.
I guess they don't believe what I'm saying. And I'm trying to, tell them.
Right.
That, this is a huge job opportunity. I need to go. It's a huge opportunity for me. And I need to go, and they're not understanding. They're not getting what I'm saying. And So they just feel like, I mean, I don't know what their situation is, but they need to understand that I need to get out of here.
It seems like you're very anxious to leave.
I am. I mean, I don't want this job to pass me by. I really want to, get this job. I mean, I'm going to be a great coach. We're going to make it to the Olympics. We're going to be the winner of the Olympics. I mean, it's going to be awesome. I'm an awesome coach. I mean, I did a great job at my current, position. I mean, I took my team all the way home. I mean, we won. We were about to go to regionals, and that was all because of me. I even got an award because of how pepped up I got my players, and it's just like I'm a great coach. And obviously, the Olympics saw that, and they called me up, and they offered me this position, so I need to go.
So tell me a little bit more about this position. What kind of sport is it involving, and the details about it? Can you tell me
It's
more?
for track,
Okay.
Yeah, it's for track. It's
Right.
I love sports.
Okay.
Sports is my passion. I love sports, and I coach the women's and the men's track team at this
Okay.
junior college that I'm working at. And so the Olympics saw how great my team was doing and how we're making regionals, and I got the Coach of the Year award, and they saw that and they offered me this position. So it's in track.
That must have made you so proud to have that position offered to you.
Yeah, I just feel really proud. I mean, not every day somebody gets called up and gets offered a position like this. It's definitely a proud moment for me. I mean, I've worked hard to get here.
And you said you love sports. So.
I do. I love sports. Sports is my passion. That's what I've worked all my life. That's my life. I've been in sports all of my life, and ever since my younger years, I've been in sports. In college, I played sports, and I'm still very passionate about sports today.
What kind of sports did you play? Tell me more about that in college and what have you.
I played football in college. I was actually on a college scholarship. I was really, really great at football. I'm a really great player. I work hard for my team. So I played college football, and then I also dabbled in some track. So I did that. So then I played in track as well, ran in track and college as well. But I was on a football scholarship, so that's where I got my tuition paid for. Was through my scholarship for football. So,
wow.
But I also love running. I mean, running is definitely something that I love.
Okay, and that's why you are excited about this adventure and the track and field with the Olympics and coaching this team, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge opportunity, like I said, and it's something that I want to do, and it's like the next level up in my career. So it's definitely something that I want to do.
Okay, tell me a little bit about your wife and your relationship with her.
Oh, my wife, she's a really great person, and I really love her. Her name is Cheryl. We have a really great relationship. She's been there for me through, everything that, we've had good times, we've had bad times. She's just stood by my side. I've stood by her side through everything. We have 2 young children together.
Oh, wow.
So.
Tell me a little bit about the kids. You're a dad. That's awesome.
I am a dad. I do love being a dad, and my 2 kids, one's 6 and one's 3, and
wow, they are young.
Yeah, they're pretty young, but yeah. So.
Do you guys tell me a little bit about how you live? Do you live together, all of you?
Oh yeah. We live in a house. We live in a house together. We all live together. My 2 kids, Mike and John, and my wife, and she works full time as well. And our kids, they go to, one of them's in school, obviously he's 6, and the other one goes to daycare. So we both work full time.
And you said that she works full time and you do too. Tell me more about your work situations, both of you. Where do you work? What kind of work do you do? That sort of thing.
Well, before I quit for this huge opportunity, I just quit, a few days ago.
Okay,
so giving my notice, basically. But I'm a physical education teacher at a junior college here in town. So that's what I do.
Okay, and Cheryl, what about her job?
She's an elementary school teacher.
Wow, and you said that she's very supportive and that you guys, support each other. How did that make you feel when the police were brought in, and by her and your former boss.
It made me, kind of, it was a shock, really.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, she's supposed to support me. I mean, that's my wife. She's supposed to support me. So, when she was there and she was calling the police, I was, kind of like, wow.
Sounds like you truly were shocked by that and maybe a little sad.
Yeah, I feel really upset about that. I haven't even talked to her since I've been in here. So, because I'm just really upset with her that, I don't know, does she not believe me? Is she, what's,
Can you tell me a little bit about what happened immediately preceding the police being called, or do you remember any of it, or?
Well, basically what happened is, I was, like I said, we had just won the championship at the school, and then, I was just so pepped up and I was excited about it, and, before we won the championship, I actually, really did a great pep talk with my team, and that's what really got me recognized with the pep talk that I had with my team that pepped them up and made us win by a huge margin, and that's how I got the Coach of the Year award. And so then one of the students actually wanted to do a newspaper article on me, so she came up to me and I was just telling her, about, the situation and how I pepped them up and how, I had a sword and we were chanting and we were just all so excited about it, and it really pepped up the players and it pepped us all up, and we won by a large margin. And the student was reporting on me, and I was telling her, I'm going to take one of the starter students to the NCAA and with the travel funds that we have at the school, and she thought it was not a good idea because those travel funds are for the field, track and field, and they're for the for younger students, for us to kind of train and coach younger students. So that's what the donation was for. She was kind of telling me maybe she shouldn't quote me on that. And I said, yeah, definitely quote me. And then also she said, the star student is a female. So she said that might not look good in this small community that, me and more elderly male and a young female are going off together into a thing. And I told her, it's not that case, maybe,
So you mentioned a sword. Can you tell me a little bit about the sword that you were referencing in the pep rally?
Yeah, we actually have a sword at my house above the fireplace. It's just kind of like a cosmetic sword that we. Okay. I mean, it's an actual sword. I mean, it's heavy and everything. So I kind of just took it and brought it to the school and was just using it as a way to kind of get my students out, to get them ready for this awesome competition that we were about to enter in. Just have them get hyped and pepped. And
do you remember what you were doing with the sword during the pep talk, or not really, or specifics about that?
I was so in the moment that I don't exactly remember everything. But, I think I was just kind of chanting with it and holding it up and kind of chanting the fight song that we have for our school and just kind of pepping them up. And all the students, started chanting it with me. So it was more just that type of situation of chanting the school song and kind of waving it up.
And your mascot of your school, does it have something to do? Is there a significance with the sword and the mascot, or anything? Can you tell me a little bit? Is there a school tie-in and significance with the sword?
No, my wife, afterwards, she, kind of mentioned that it was odd, but I was like, why is that odd? That I would take a sword to school. She's like, that's weird. But it got them pepped, and we won.
So nobody seemed afraid, it sounds like, when you had the sword with you and were in the pep talk with the players.
No, it wasn't, it was just to get them riled up and, ready to go and get them, teamed up and reared up. And it worked. Obviously, we won, so.
Okay, and then you won the game after. So you feel like bringing the sword maybe helped, is that correct?
I think so.
Okay, all right. And your wife did mention something about it might not be a good idea. Tell me about how you were, what you were thinking when she mentioned that.
Well, my wife, she worries,
Okay.
as most women do, I guess. But she worries, so, I've been really busy and I haven't been home as often, and, I've just been really trying to prep and get ready for, our meets, because, I have a lot of pressure on, our school puts a lot of pressure on us to win. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, and my job rides on it, so I've been really trying to hit the coaching board and trying to figure out the best plays for my students, and she's worried that I haven't been sleeping as much as I should have,
Okay.
and I haven't been eating as well as I should have. So she's worried that that I might go down the same path that I've been down once or twice before. But I assured her that I'm fine. So.
Okay. So you mentioned a path that your wife was feeling like you might go down, that you had gone down before. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I've had some issues with just being kind of down in the dumps, and
Okay.
my first situation happened when I was in college, and I was just kind of, depressed, and I just didn't feel like doing anything, and I didn't want to play football anymore, and
Wow.
I was just really, really down in the dumps, and I didn't want to. All I wanted to do was sit at home and watch TV, and my girlfriend at the time, I didn't even want to associate with her. I just didn't want to do anything. So, obviously I was on a football scholarship, so my coach called me in and, was talking to me about it. And he referred me to the school psychiatrist, and it actually helped. She put me on some medication, and it helped get me out of that low point that I was feeling.
Do you remember what medication it was that they put you on and how long you went there? Any details about that?
Yeah, she put me on some antidepressants, and I
Okay.
also came and saw her, once a week.
Okay.
For a couple of months, for a few months, I guess, and then I started feeling better. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
And that was your first experience with counseling, I'm guessing?
That was my first experience with counseling. Yeah, I was in a situation where my coach referred me to counseling. So.
Oh, okay. And when was that? Was recently your coach referred to you?
No,
Or
that
that
was
was in the college incident,
that was
right?
when I was in that's when I was in
Okay.
actual college, when I was playing football.
And between college and present day, how long ago has that been about? How long ago were you in college?
Um, like 8 years ago.
Oh, okay. Okay. So not too terribly long. What about, but a substantial amount of time? Has there been any issues that you had similar to that or different even from the time when you were in college in counseling till today?
Well, yeah, I had a situation not too long ago. Um, my most recent, probably about 8 months ago, when I really started getting really depressed. Um, and I had kind of two episodes that were happening when I was kind of getting really depressed, and I couldn't, and I wasn't able to sleep, or, I wasn't eating properly, I guess, um, and I went to see a doctor, and they put me on lithium, and it really helped.
Okay, it did help. Okay.
So that helped, and I was feeling better, so
Did you
I kind of took
continue?
myself off of it.
Oh, okay, okay. So it sounds like you had a first like encounter with counseling because your coach referred you to the counseling center. You were put on antidepressants at that time and saw the counselor once a week, and that helped. And you did it for a few months, and then there was nothing until about 8 months ago when you had a situation where you were getting very depressed and you went to the doctor and the doctor gave you some lithium and that helped as well.
Yeah, it helped. It helped with my depression, helped kind of get me back leveled out.
And then you came off of it. Was there a specific reason why you came off of it? Was it bothering you, or tell me more about
I mean, I
that?
just felt I'm not the type of person that just wants to be on medication the rest of my
Okay.
life. So I just felt better, and I mean, I felt better, and I wasn't depressed anymore. So I thought, why do I still need to be on that if I'm
Okay.
feeling better? So I don't have, and I was sleeping better, and I was eating better, and I don't want to be on medication forever. So I self-pocketed.
Okay. And then now this is the first time recently, before getting in the hospital here, that you had an issue again with. But this time it doesn't seem like you were depressed this time. Is that correct?
No, I'm fine. I mean, they just
Okay.
thought that, I don't know, they said that I'm not being reasonable and that I'm not listening to what they're saying, and that I was kind of pushing back on what they were saying, and, I wasn't cooperating with what they were trying to tell me, and, because they weren't listening to me, and I'm trying to tell them something, and they weren't listening to me, so I was they wouldn't listen to me. I guess they were upset I wouldn't listen to them. So they felt like they needed to call the police.
So it sounds like you were in a really tough situation where you didn't feel like you were being listened to at all. You felt like they didn't feel like you were listening to them either. And so the police were called in
Yeah, so
at that point.
yeah,
Okay.
that's basically what happened. It was, you know, they weren't listening to me, and they said, they said I was acting hyper or something
Okay.
like that. And I'm like, just trying to get y'all to understand what I'm saying. It's not that hard. Just listen to me. So I mean, Cheryl. I mean, she should have been listening to me, but she wasn't. I don't know why, but
It seems to me like you feel mostly hurt because of Cheryl not listening to you.
yeah, I mean, she's my wife. I mean, she's supposed to be on my side, and then she's over there on their side, not listening to me. I guess. I mean, I don't know what that's about. She should.
I'm sure that was confusing and frustrating as well.
It was very frustrating. I mean, I don't need to be here. I'm fine. I need to go home. I mean, I really need to go home, and I need to pack, and I need to catch my flight. So.
And you were going to fly out somewhere for the Olympic job,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they had already booked my ticket. I was supposed to leave 2 days from, today, and they had already had my ticket booked and had me ready to go.
And did you show Cheryl your ticket stub and that sort of thing, or and the job offer, and did you guys discuss it and that sort of thing?
No,
How
I
did
didn't
that?
really discuss it with her because I didn't want her to talk to me out of it because I know she'd want me to stay home and, be with the kids and her. But I mean, it's a huge opportunity for, me and for us as a family. So I just thought, I would kind of tell her when it comes down to the time, hey, this has happened and I
Okay.
need to go. So.
So you feel like she wouldn't have wanted you to go and leave the family because you were going to be flying out to another like city and state, and you were going to be away from the small kids and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that was the reason why you didn't tell her.
Yeah, because she would have tried to talk me into staying at home
Okay.
and being with the kids and staying home and staying at my current position where I mean, there's a way bigger opportunity. So I didn't want to talk to her about it because I knew how she would react. So I just kind of kept it to myself until it was time to go.
And so you and Cheryl have the two kids, okay? And you said one of them is in elementary school, right? And the other one, since Cheryl works full time, the other child, I think his name was. You have two boys, right?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the other little boy that is 3, John, I guess is his name, right? Okay. So John, he goes to a daycare situation, or what's his situation like in the daytime? Where does John stay while you guys are at work?
Yeah, he stays with he goes to a daycare.
Okay.
That my school actually has a daycare, the college that I work at.
Wow.
They actually have a daycare, so he actually goes there Monday through Friday until about 5:30.
Okay.
So that's where he's at.
Okay. And you said that Cheryl also works full-time. What is her job duties like at her job and her title? Tell me a little bit about her job.
She's a elementary school teacher.
That's
So,
right.
mhm.
And what grade does she teach?
Third.
Third grade. Wow. That must be pretty challenging sometimes. Does she get, tell me a little bit about how she likes her job. Does she enjoy it? Does she come home and is she frustrated? Or how was your life at home after work and all too? Like, how do you guys, interact as a family? What's a typical day in the life for you guys as a family?
We just kind of work and then go home and eat and
Okay.
watch TV and then go to sleep. Put the kids to sleep. Go to sleep.
Okay. What about, you said Cheryl teaches third grade. How long has she been a teacher? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, when she graduated college, so about 8 years ago as well.
Okay.
We went to the same college,
Oh,
so
wow.
that's how we met. So when she graduated, we she got a job at the local elementary school here, and she got a job there, and then I got this job as a physical education teacher at.
Okay, so both of you are using your degrees that you went to school for.
Yeah.
That's great. And your degree, was it, can you tell me a little bit about what you studied when you were in college and what degree level you attained and what have you?
I got a bachelor's degree in physical education.
Okay.
So it took me 4 years when I was in school. And then she has early education degree.
Okay.
She has a bachelor's degree as well. So she was in school for 4 years as well. So we met our last year of college.
Oh, wow, senior year.
In our senior year of college, we met. And she was just, a beautiful, awesome person, and we started dating and fell in love and got married not too long after that.
Oh, wow. So you guys started dating in college and then got married not long after both of you graduated?
Yeah, not long after we both graduated.
Okay.
Probably maybe less than a year.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That was kind of quick. Wow. How do your families get along? Yours and Cheryl's family.
I guess they get along okay. I mean, they don't really associate with each other much.
Okay.
But when they do, it's not like fighting or
Oh, that's good.
yeah, or anything like that. But we've been we've been together for a while now, so our families, they're fine. Yeah, I would say they're fine.
Okay. And any family history of illnesses or disabilities, any medical issues, any mental health issues?
Well, in my, I had an uncle who, had some major depressive issues. My Uncle Ralph, he had some depression going on, and my dad was an alcoholic.
Okay.
And he wasn't around much, when I was young. I mean, he would drink. I mean, he worked at a college too, but he went to rehab and then he got better. But I still, remember the times when, he would just get drunk and pass out, and secretly be drinking in the bathroom, and my mom would threaten to leave him. And growing up, always watching them fighting and yelling at each other. But he got better. But my Uncle Ralph is he's major depression. He's in the hospital still. He's just has some issues. So.
Sounds like that's definitely something that's concerning that he's not very, not able to be out of the hospital for a long period of time and has continual issues with depression.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He's. It's sad seeing. When I go visit him. I try to visit him, once in a while. And it's sad, seeing him. But I think he's gonna be okay. I mean, mean, he has his days where he's fine and he's,
Right.
you know, happy and, you know, we'll play chess together and he's fine. And then all his days where he just, you know, he wanted to talk to you, he wanted to see you, so it's hard. And my dad, I try to, you know, have a good relationship with my dad. And some days it's good, but it's, you know, growing up remembering all that, you know, drunken spells and yelling and
Wow.
so I'm close to my mom, but not as close to my dad. So
It seems to me from what you're saying that you're extremely close to your mother and your Uncle Ralph and not as close to your father.
yeah, I mean, I try to because you know the family doesn't want to see my Uncle Ralph, but I try to see him. I mean, you know, I know he's different, but you know, people want to. People should have visitors. I mean, he has family, we should go see him. So my family not really go and see him, but I do. I try to go and see him, but you know, I'm not as close to my dad, you know, because of everything growing up. I mean, he was a good dad, but he just drank all the time. I mean, he just really drank all the time, and he would just do crazy, unnecessary things, you know, even at his job. And he was actually going to get fired once because of the way he was behaving, and they said instead of firing you, go to rehab, and then you can come back. So then that's how he got help was
Okay.
by going to rehab, and then because his job told him to do it, and then he went there and he was able to get his job back. So then he got sober, and he was sober ever since. So,
That's good. Now, that must have been a relief for you, having seen him, you know, and real agitated and yelling, like you said, and drinking all the time and hiding it, and then being forced kind of into going to rehab by his job, and then coming out and being better.
yeah, as soon as I saw that, you know, that behavior, I vowed that I'm never gonna be like that. I mean, I don't want to be like that. My kid's scared of me because I'm
Right.
drinking and have my little, you know, episodes where I'm drinking. So, I mean, I don't, you know, I vow to myself that I don't drink. You know, people would always offer me drinks in college. You know, it's college you do, you party, you have a good time. But I mean, after seeing my dad and what he went through, what he go through, what he's been through, you know, I don't drink and I don't think so.
So you don't drink at all, and you didn't even in college when it was very quote unquote cool to drink.
Yeah, I stay away from drinking.
Okay.
Because I know, I mean, obviously he's an addict and he's addicted, so I don't want to become addicted, so I just stay away from that. I think the best thing to do is just to stay away from that. So.
And it sounds like you care so much about your children and definitely don't want to subject them to something like you were subjected to when you were growing up. That's very admirable.
Yeah, I don't want them to, you know, have that dad that kind of checks out and them visually seeing and that how a person tears apart a family and screaming always at their mother. I mean, that's not a healthy relationship, and I don't want my kids to think that's the way a relationship should be. So I definitely don't subject them to that.
That's very admirable of you, definitely.
You know, but you know, I mean, I also don't want them to see me in this situation either where I'm here. I mean, I don't want to be here. You know, I mean, I love my kids.
It seems like you love them a lot.
I do. I love my kids a lot. I love my wife too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they mean everything to me.
So family is extremely important to you.
Family is extremely important to me, and that's why, you know, my mom and my dad was treating her like that. I mean, I would just get so upset. I mean, I wanted to like just freak out on him or you know do something, you know. But I mean, I'm just like, hey, what can I do to help my mom? And she would just go in the room and cry and cry and cry, and you know, I would try to comfort her. But I mean, she threatened to leave him, but she never did. And it was just very tragic, upsetting situation. So.
It must have been extremely hard being a kid and wanting to help your mother and knowing that there was nothing you could do.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, you're so young. I mean, what can you do when you're that young besides sit there and watch it take place? but I'm just thankful that my dad did get help and that school offered an olive branch in him and he took it and he got help and he's a much better person now. I mean, I have a relationship with him now.
That's right.
But just all those memories and everything my mom went through, I'm super close to my mom. I just don't connect with him as much as I do with my mom's.
Right. And I can understand that, definitely. So your mom and dad are still living and no health issues of any kind now, or?
Yeah, they're still living. They don't have any health issues. They're healthy, and they're happy now.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's a good thing. Silver
That's
lining, I
great.
guess, in the situation.
Yes, so they're still together
They
and
are.
no divorce or anything. They made it through. Wow.
They made it through there for a while. I thought it wasn't going to happen, but they figured it out and they made it through that situation. So.
How do your siblings interact with your mom and dad?
They're close to my mom and dad too. More close to my mom because of course she was the natural caretaker to us all. My dad had quite a few years where he was definitely checked out. So we're all really close to my mom and we all communicate with each other. So
That's good.
yeah.
And how many siblings do you have? Tell me a little bit about the sibling dynamics.
I have a sister and two brothers.
Okay.
So we're a family of 4.
Okay. And who's the old? Can you tell me the ages of each or the birth order of them?
Yeah, my brother Max is the oldest.
Okay.
He's 45.
Okay.
And then my brother Matthew is 40.
Okay.
And then I'm 35, so I'm 30.
Okay.
And then my sister Mary is 30.
Oh wow. Okay. So you guys were pretty close together in age, about 5 years apart. What was it like growing up with that many siblings?
I love having siblings. I mean, somebody you could talk to and go to and gouge all your problems to, and somebody to help you get out of trouble. And you didn't have to always call mom and dad. You had older brothers and. So and also protected brothers. Some big bullies you go to them and they'll fight for you. And so it was nice having older brothers. And then we're always very protective of my sister because she's the youngest.
Oh, right.
So we're all pretty close.
Oh, that's great. You guys are all close today still?
Yeah, we're still really close. We talk. We talk about every other week, sometimes twice a week. It just depends on the situation. We still gather for holidays, and so they've gotten married and kind of went on with their lives as well. So you get busy with life.
Right.
But we do. We still communicate with each other and we keep track of each other. And we'll have FaceTime and our kids will talk to each other. We'll FaceTime with our kids.
And do you guys tell me a little bit about location? Do they live near here? Do you live?
Well, I live here, and my oldest brother lives here, and
Okay.
then my 2 other siblings have moved away.
Oh, okay. Okay.
For their careers.
Oh, wow. So, growing up, you did mention that your dad had a job and that they kind of told him to go to rehab to keep his job. So, did your dad and mom both work, or just your dad? And how was it growing up? Were you guys comfortable paying bills and stuff, or was it a struggle? What was that like growing up?
Well, yeah, my mom worked as well. My dad did work as well. Obviously, he worked in that university, and they told him that he could still keep his job if he goes to rehab because he was doing apparently weird things, and students would, report him. So, so they sent him to rehab, and he came back and he worked. But so he was able to keep a job, even while he was drinking, and when he was secretly getting drunk. My mom worked too. So, we went to school. That's what we would do when we went to school. And then we had a pretty normal life aside from that.
Okay, and you said something about weird things that students would report of your dad doing. What kinds of things specifically were those?
Just like slurred speech, like just
Okay.
kind of like falling asleep by lecturing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Passed out one day. So just
Okay.
weird stuff like that, and students, were worried about them.
Oh
So
yes.
that's when they noticed that okay, there's a problem here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so then they, offered him to go for rehab. So that's when
Okay.
he took that opportunity.
And it seems like you guys were pretty comfortable then financially growing up. It sounds like your other siblings went to college too, and I realize you had a football scholarship, but
Yeah.
were you the only athlete in the family?
Oh
What were
no.
the other siblings like? Were they athletic or not really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're all athletes.
Oh, okay.
We all love sports. I mean, when we get together, that's what we do. We play
Okay.
football or we run or we, just do anything outdoorsy, sportsy type. So we're all really athletic. We love the sport. My dad too. I mean, he loves sport. He was a physical education teacher as
Oh
well.
wow.
So it's something I think that's just like in our blood. We all love it. We're all athletic. I mean,
Yeah.
we love it. So.
Sounds like you all have a bond through sports almost.
Oh yeah, I would say we do, and then we challenge each other on our Fitbits. I
Oh
mean, so we
wow.
still like run and we'll keep track of each other's mileage and steps and stuff like that. So I mean, we love sports. It's
And
just our thing.
sounds like you guys are a little competitive, a little sibling competition going on here
Yeah,
and
we
there.
do. Sometimes we get competitive with each other and we try to
Yeah.
compete with each other. And, I win a lot, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun. That's a fun way to just keep us connected and on track. And like I said, when we all get together, that's what we do. We usually kind of play football together, or even my sister. I mean,
Oh wow.
she loves sports too, so she'll play football. And I mean, she don't. I mean, just because she's a girl doesn't stop her. So she loves running. She loves sports as well. She'll play football with us, and I even try to play football with my boys too. My 6-year-old, he's in the little junior league football team. So
Oh, that's
so
great.
it's fun. It's just something sort of thing. So.
Sounds like it's something you're probably pretty proud of, seeing your son kind of like do the same interests in sports that you had when you were growing up.
Yeah, I am. I'm very proud of him. Hopefully, he'll do well and he'll be able to get a scholarship as well and go to college. And hopefully, he'll love sports as well. So then that will always be our connection as well. So I'm looking forward, but we'll see.
That's a great connection to have, definitely with family. So it sounds like, other than the alcohol, intake with your dad and your Uncle Ralph having his depression like issues and what have you, that nothing really else is going on in the family that you know of to tell medically or mental health wise. Is that right?
Um, yeah, I think that's
Okay.
it. I
Okay.
mean,
All right. And what about friends? We haven't really talked about friends. Do you guys, you and Cheryl, have some friends that you hang out with or do things with, and what have you? Any social interests that you participate in?
um, we have friends. We have people that we'll see, we'll hang out with sometimes. Um, about once every other week, our neighbors will come over and we'll go to their house and we'll have a barbecue or something like that, and we'll invite them over and our kids will play together, and sometimes we'll go out to dinner. We'll babysit for them or they'll babysit for us. Um, so we do have some friends. Cheryl's more social than I am, so she has more girlfriends and people that she really goes things out with. So.
It sounds like you guys do have friends that you do things with together, but that sometimes Cheryl does some things too with her girlfriends here
Yeah,
and there. Okay.
yeah, she'll go out and hang out with her friends and go to dinner or go for some drinks or go to the movies or do whatever girls do together. She'll do that sometimes. I'll go to a bar with a few of my friends once in a while, but like I said, I don't really drink, so
All right.
I'll just go to watch kind of a football game and just, eat nachos or something like that.
Okay.
Or like, we'll do that, or I'll hang out with my friends once in a while. We'll go play disc golf or, something like that, golf or something outdoors too.
It sounds like you really like outdoors and sports, and that's something that really bonds you with others, and it's something that you would like to pass down to your children for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love sports. I mean, that's really my passion. That's why, when Olympics called, I have to come running. Because I mean, that's really the highest level you can go.
Oh, definitely.
So, sports is my thing. So, I mean, it makes me who I am. It's definitely something I love to do. So,
I definitely feel that you're sports is very important to you.
yeah, it is. It's very important to me.
Okay, and I'm thinking now, since you mentioned that you went to college and what have you, I'm thinking you don't have any like military history. Does anybody in your family have any military history of any kind?
No military history, um, no military history. Nobody was in the military that I can think of. I never heard anything about anyone being in the military, so I guess not.
Okay. And when the police were called, I know you mentioned that before being brought here to the hospital. Was that something that's happened before? Have you had any legal issues before with the police or in the past or anybody in your family maybe?
No, I mean, I've never
Okay.
been in trouble with the law, but I mean, the police came and brought me to this hospital, and they hospitalized me, and the judge thought that I needed to be here longer instead of letting me go.
Okay.
So, I mean, they put me in here for longer. I don't know. Hope they let me out soon.
No, I definitely can tell you really feel like you need to get out very soon.
Yeah, it's just, oh gosh. It's frustrating. I just want to go.
I'm sure, definitely. I'm so sure that's frustrating. Definitely. And it sounds to me like, too, that you had mentioned that your father yelled a lot and screamed at your mother, and, that seems to be, from what you were saying, the main thing that kind of happened in your life when you were growing up that was something that disturbed you. Is there any other, like, instances of any trauma in your past or, like, anyone dying that you were close to or an accident of any kind or anything like that in your past, or was that pretty much it right there?
Yeah, that's pretty much the extent of that, except for watching my mom go through all that. That was rough. But,
Sure.
especially I love my mom so much, so seeing her, I mean, crying. It's like, what can you do? It's a hard situation. And then, my dad locking himself in the bathroom and drinking, and then, like, I would go and grab a towel, with the liquor bottle in there.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, you know what you're doing, but, and, he knows what he's doing. And he didn't want to get help. He didn't want to do anything to change it. And then, he would just act crazy when he would get drunk and, just beat us and
Oh, wow.
just get angry and mean. And I mean, it's just, it was just a hard situation to be in as a child, but it's definitely, he got help, so definitely changed who he was. But I mean, you can't change what happened, so that's why, I'll talk to my dad, but we don't have that relationship that we could have had.
So there was physical violence then when you were growing up.
Oh yeah, he would beat us.
Yeah.
He would beat us when we, punish us when we, got, acted up and got in trouble or, did something wrong.
It must have been so scary.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I mean, we thought, I mean, we was running high from the whole day. Um,
Did
you know,
he
we were
get physical
scared.
with your mother as well, or?
He didn't, you know,
Okay.
he would grab her sometimes and, you know, throw her on the bed or push her out of the way, and, you know, but he never, you know, hit her or anything. But he said he was just spanking us, and that's what parents do. But I mean, it was pretty hard spanking. So, um, yeah,
It sounds like you feel like it really wasn't an appropriate spanking.
yeah, I think it was a little bit overboard. I mean, you
Okay.
know, he would give his belt and, you know, beat us with the
Yeah.
belt repeatedly and send us to our room or something. And, you know, sometimes he spanked me so hard I couldn't even sit down.
Oh my goodness. That must have been awful.
So it was an awful situation, but
What did your siblings and you do in that situation when he would get angry?
we would run and hide or, you know, cry and, you know, beg him not to do it. Usually we would like run and try to hide somewhere. My mom would, you know, try to stop him and tell him don't do that or something like that.
So it seems to me like that is a big reason why you feel like you can't really get that close to your dad.
Yeah, that's why I kind of stay away from my dad. I mean, you know, he's not. I mean, he's not the dad that he should have been in the years that we needed him the most. So I feel like, you know, I'll talk to him. I'll say, hey, Dad, you know, ask him how he's doing and go visit him and stuff. But I'll never, you know, open up to him and tell him anything like personal like that, you know, or anything that I'm going through because I mean, he was just raging when he was drunk.
Okay.
So, my mom's definitely the go-to nurturing one. So, we're, like I said, we're really close to my mom.
No, it seems like he was doing it when he was drinking, and then possibly it stopped after he went through rehab.
Oh yeah, like when he wasn't drinking, he was an awesome dad.
Okay.
I mean, he was loving. He would, you know, help us with our homework. He was involved. He would cheer us on when we were in our sports. He'd come to our games. He was 100% there and 100%, you know, present like that. But he was drinking was, I guess, influenced way more in my mind than when he wasn't drinking. So, he was definitely when he wasn't drinking a dad that I want to be to my kids. But when he, you know, like I said, when he was drinking, it was scary. I mean, I would be scared. Running, like hide anywhere I could hide, or you know, go to the neighbors. You know, sometimes I didn't even want to come home.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, so I didn't know what to expect.
Now, how long did that go on with the drinking and the physical abuse?
It went on for a few years before he got help.
Okay.
He probably started drinking from that I can remember when I was probably around 5-ish. And it happened until I was at least 10 or 11 when he went to rehab.
Okay.
So,
Right. That must have been so hard for you and your siblings growing up like
yeah,
that.
it's really hard. It's definitely a traumatic situation. It left a huge impression on, I think, all of us. So, I mean, my older brother doesn't even talk to my dad. He really doesn't have a connection with my dad at all. And he won't even go to his house or anything. So, I think maybe he just didn't want to associate with him. So, I mean, he'll come, like, if Thanksgiving's at my house this year, like, my older brother will come, and my dad will be there, but he won't talk to my dad. And if my dad tries to talk to him, you know, maybe he'll say a word to him, but then he'll kind of sleep around.
Oh, wow.
So, I guess, you know, he's still really upset about it.
That must be kind of tense. for everybody then, with that going on a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely adds some tension to the room. It really does. I mean, even though now, I mean, he's a great grandfather. I mean, he's a great grandfather to my kids. My kids love him, and I mean, he's great to them. I mean, like I said, when he's not drunk, he's an awesome person. So my kids, you know, obviously they don't know about any of that, but I mean, they love their grandfather. So when they go to my mom's house and they hang out with them, and they love it. They don't know anything about about when we were young, but so it's just there. You know, it's just in my mind. It's not something I can just turn off or change. So, like I said, I'll talk to him and I'll associate with him, but I'll never let him know my deep dark secrets or anything like that.
So basically, it seems like you're saying that you're definitely open to having him at your home for Thanksgiving and even talking with him casually on maybe a lower level, but as far as really opening up and telling him things that are truly private to yourself, you're not going to go there with him right now because of everything that happened in the past.
Definitely no. I mean, like I said, I'll hang out with my dad. I mean,
Right.
maybe we'll go to a baseball game together. I mean, I don't have any hatred toward him, but I won't like get personal with him. I feel like he doesn't, I mean, that's not something that I should do because, I mean, there's a lot there in our past that just prevents me from even opening to him or, what, I just don't know what he would even do with that information, kind of. Like, I don't know if it's a trust thing or if it's just, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like, I would never sound like when I had my first episode of, being depressed, he definitely wasn't somebody that I thought to even call. I mean, he wasn't even on my list. I've never even told him about it. We've never even talked about it. My mom knows about it. I don't know if she's told me about it, but I told her not to. But yeah. So, but I mean, I still hang out with him. Like we'll go to a game together, or we'll go for a run together. And like I said, he'll hang out with my kids. With my mom present. But he's not somebody that I can trust with everything.
It sounds like he's a great grandpa and that you're good with him being a grandfather to your children and you're good with having that casual relationship with him, but nothing really further than that.
Yeah. And like I said, I still worry that, what if he starts drinking again? So even when he's with my kids, I tell my mom she has to be present. I mean, or if she's at my house, I have to be present, or my wife has to be present because I don't want him, I don't want him to, go into a rage and beat my kids or anything like that. So it's definitely something, that I still, and even though he hasn't done that in years, you never know what's going to happen. Those are my kids. So it's definitely something that I just keep in the back of my mind. And I make sure my mom is always there at their house, and he's there, and my dad's there to make sure she's always with him. So
it sounds to me like you definitely make sure your kids are a top priority of yours, and that you make sure their safety is not jeopardized in any way.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't want him to, how if he has a slip up? I mean, life happens. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, life happens. So I just want to protect them from that situation. Even from me, like sometimes I get really, just upset and sad, depressed, and I don't want my kids to see that, and just sometimes I just get, like down. I don't want them to look at that. I mean, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know. It's like I don't want them to see me like this. I don't want my wife to witness it. And it's hard being sad.
When you get down like that, have you ever thought of harming yourself in any way, or has that ever crossed your mind at all?
It has. Once upon a time, I just thought my family would be better off. I mean, they don't deserve to see somebody just bring them down. It's like what I feel like I do sometimes. Just bring them down. They deserve better than that. I don't want them to feel like I did when I was a kid. I don't want to bring them down. I don't want to bring my life down. They deserve more than that.
It must be so hard. When was that you felt that way? Was it recently or in the past?
It was a few months ago that I was really feeling just, down, and I just thought my family just crossed my mind that maybe if I just was out of this world, everybody would be better. I mean, I mess up all the time, and those mess ups wouldn't occur anymore, and maybe everyone will be better off without me here.
But then you probably think about your family and how much you love them and how much you want what's best for them and want them to have a really good life and how you love them so much and you would never want to put them through losing their father or their husband for Cheryl.
Yeah, but I don't know, sometimes I'm like, maybe she can find a better man. Maybe they can find a better dad. I do love them a lot.
I
I
can
love my
tell.
wife and I love my kids, but I mean, it's hard. Some days it's just hard. I mean, some days it's hard getting out of bed. It's hard for me to stay asleep. I mean, it's hard.
Is that happening now or in the past?
Well, I have, issues sleeping now. Sometimes I'll fall asleep easily, sometimes I won't.
Okay.
I have trouble staying asleep. I'll wake up in the middle of the night. So that happens now. It does happen now. It's been happening a lot recently, really, that I've been having a lot of trouble sleeping. And I do remember that happening when I was in college as well.
Oh, wow.
But I was still able to just, have energy and, sometimes in college and I was be able to do, but it's hard. Sometimes it's hard.
It is. It's hard for everybody, I'm sure. I'm sure you've thought about things, and with all this happening with your life and what have you, it seems to me like you're just very frustrated and want to get out of this facility, the hospital, as soon as you can and get back to your family and this opportunity that's been presented to you.
Yeah.
But you're now, as of now, are you having any thoughts of harming yourself right now, or what are your thoughts about that now?
No, now I'm fine. I'm fine now. I mean, I'm just ready to go, to get out of here and just, start this awesome job as a head coach. I mean, of the Olympic team, I don't know why they're still keeping me here. I mean, I'm ready to go and start this opportunity. I mean, it's a great opportunity. I'm ready to go and start. I mean, like I said, my flight is booked. I mean, I just need to go and pack my bags. I just need to get on my flight and I just need to go. But, they won't let me leave.
Now, you mentioned that you were talking with your ex-boss and your wife, and they called the police. So you had said also that a few days before getting admitted to the hospital here that you had quit your job. So what was the circumstances around you being around your ex-boss? Were you at work?
No, I was at my job because I was gathering my stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I was gathering my stuff because, I'm obviously not going to be working here anymore. So I needed to get my belongings, and I was gathering my stuff. And then I guess my boss thought I was acting weird, and he called my wife. And my wife, I guess, felt like I was acting irrational, and they agreed that to call the police and have me arrested. But I'm like, y'all weren't listening to me. If y'all just listen to what I'm saying, I'm trying to tell y'all, but they weren't listening to me, and it was frustrating, and I was getting frustrated. So, under those circumstances, I'm sure anybody would get frustrated. Hello, you're not listening?
I can definitely tell that, by your physical actions that you were definitely frustrated at that time because it's even manifesting a little bit now. But what you said get you arrested. Were you actually officially arrested? Tell me a little bit about that process.
Well,
What exactly happened after the police came?
Well, the police came and they picked me up, and I was trying to explain to the police too that they're not listening to me.
Okay.
I have this great job opportunity. They won't let me go, and they're just telling the police that I'm acting, I guess, irrational. How am I acting irrational? Because I have a job and I want to leave? Just let me leave, and then it'll all be fine. But they wouldn't let me leave. So then the police, brought me to the hospital, and then they checked me in here, and they won't let me leave. And I guess the judge thought, I was acting irrational, and I was trying to tell them, I just want to leave. I have this job, I need to go. So, so that's where it brings me today, is that I'm still here talking to you, and obviously my window's getting smaller, and I need to get out of here.
And how many days have you been here thus far?
I've been here, this is my 4th day.
Okay, all right. So, and what is today's date? Let's see here, the 6th of October. So, you were admitted, I guess, around the 2nd of October?
Yeah, I think that is, I think so.
Okay. And how about after you were admitted, and then how long was it before you saw a judge and all? Tell me a little bit about that time frame.
I saw a judge that next day.
Oh, okay.
They took me in front of a judge, and the judge signed a court order for me to stay longer.
Okay. And what about your current situation here at the hospital? Are you on any medications of any kind or anything like that?
They have me on some antidepressants.
Okay.
Help, I guess. I guess they think that I'm depressed, but who wouldn't be depressed? I'm trying to leave. I don't want to lose this job, so who wouldn't be depressed or upset about it? I'm stuck here.
It seems to me like you're more maybe agitated than depressed at this point.
Yeah, at this point I am very agitated. I want to leave. And I want this awesome job, and stuck here. And so I'm at the point I'm very agitated, and nobody's listening to me. Nobody's letting me get out of here.
And your family, it seems like you have a good support group. Have you been able to get visitors from your family? Tell me about how that's been going.
No. No, I'm really mad at my wife, so I'm not even taking calls from her. So
okay.
When she calls me, I want to talk to her.
Okay.
So I miss my kids, and I want to see them, but obviously they're not to see my wife. But she really jumped the gun and really didn't listen to me. It really made me upset. And it's like, hello, you're my wife. You're supposed to support me, and you're not. And that's not okay with me. So
it seems to me like you're very mad with your wife, especially that she's the one you're mainly mad at.
Yeah, and she said that I was acting like irrational and that I was acting crazy, and she thought that I was gonna hurt her or hurt someone else, but I was just acting like trying to, tell them and trying to, tell them what's going on, but they weren't listening to me. So she's saying that I was acting crazy, but that I was upset and they couldn't calm me down, but I was saying that I'm just trying to talk to you. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not that hard.
And when they did, you said them, and it was just the ex-boss and Cheryl, correct?
Yes, and then the police came.
Okay. And it was on the junior college school grounds where you were talking to your ex-boss because you were getting your personal belongings so that you could pack those away and take the job with the Olympics, coaching the track and field team.
Yes, yeah. I got this job offer. They called me a few days ago, just out of the blue. I guess they saw my game and they were like, and noticed that I also got an award as well for, Coach of the Year award at my team for my school, and my school's been doing so great. I mean, like I said, we're going to regionals. I mean, it's pretty. Everyone doesn't get to go to regionals. I mean, and that's the only team on. That's the only track and field's the only team at our school that's made it this far. So it's huge. And they saw, I guess, the head of the Olympics came and saw our game and noticed me, and they gave me a call a few days later and offered me this great opportunity, and so they got my flight booked and got my hotel booked, and they would love to have me on their team as the head coach for the track and field. And I mean, what could I say? No, of course I'm gonna say no. So I was like, okay, yeah, definitely. And I mean, that's how it happened. So now I'm just waiting to go. So they booked me in a really nice hotel and everything. So the Renaissance there, and I mean, it's a really nice hotel, and I'm in first class flight. I mean, it's really a great opportunity. I've never ridden in first class. So, I mean, I'm really excited about it, and I'm really excited to go. And then, of course, I'll, tell Cheryl and the boys to come, and I'll come back and visit, when, in between seasons. So it's not like I'm never going to see my wife and my boys. I mean, I love them. So I'm going to definitely fly them out and come back. And, we have off seasons too. So we're going to definitely get together, and I'm not going to see them. But I could not pass up this awesome opportunity. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I could not pass this up.
So you just literally got a phone call a few days before being admitted into the hospital, correct?
Yeah, I got a phone call, like I said, from the head of the Olympics, and I saw my game, and he was just like, I want you to be the head coach of track and field for the Olympics. And I was in shock for a little bit. I was like, is this for real? But, I mean, he's like, yeah, I got your I got your plane, I got your hotel, and we're ready for you to come if you would like this opportunity. And he offered me a great salary, and, he said that, my wife and kids could, move out later and help me find a place as well there. And they'd help me find a place, and they'd help pay for my moving fees and everything. So,
wow, that seems really awesome.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity. I mean, it's freaking Olympics.
Especially for someone like you who really loves sports so much.
Exactly. I mean, people don't get this opportunity. Like I said, this opportunity does not come every day. It really doesn't. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I mean, I have to take it.
So was the first time, I remember you said earlier in the conversation that you did not initially tell Cheryl about the opportunity because you felt like she would try to convince you not to go and what have you. So the first time she heard about it, was it the day that she called the police?
That was the first time she heard about it. I was trying to tell her, the situation and what's happening, and she was just, I guess, skeptical about it, or she was just, I don't know. I mean, the situation, I guess, got just so heightened because, that my ex-boss, I guess, Al called her and so I was acting like that. And she, ties it back to, she just thinks I haven't been sleeping and eating right. And she's worried that, this might be depression again because, like I said, I have had, a few episodes of depression, and, she's witnessed those those depressive episodes, and she just thinks that, that maybe I just needed to take a beat and just, but she wasn't listening to me. So,
So it seems like to me you feel hurt by her and that she was not being supportive of you and of your opportunity that was presented to you.
Exactly. I mean, she's supposed to be supportive, isn't she? Isn't that what a wife's supposed to be? I mean, and she wasn't. I mean, she was just really taking my boss's side and just jumped the gun and called the police on me. And I mean, she's half the reason that I'm here, still here, and that I possibly could lose this huge opportunity. And that'll be her fault, and that's going to affect our relationship, and it's also going to affect our family and our income. I mean, this is a great job opportunity that could really pay off for us, and the fact that she's basically ruined it really makes me upset. It makes me upset at her. I mean, I just can't believe she would do something like that. So what the world is wrong with her?
It seems like you're extremely unsure, maybe even of what you're going to do with your relationship with Cheryl going forward.
Yeah, I'm very unsure. I mean, my wife is not going to support me, and she's not going to be the wife that I need her to be. And what's the point of being married? I mean, how could you let them call the police on me and let me be in here for this many days instead of getting me out of here? I mean, seriously?
So you seem extremely hurt by her, and so much so that you're not even sure you're going to stay married in the future.
Yeah, especially if this job doesn't pan out, and she's the reason that I have missed this opportunity. I mean, I feel like it'll be her fault and my boss's fault that I'm not gonna get that job that I deserve, that I worked hard for. And I mean, I've worked hard to get to here, to get to where I am today. And I mean, if I don't get this opportunity because of them, then that's gonna really, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's really upsetting.
Well, I can tell you're definitely upset about the whole thing, definitely. Is there anything they're doing with you in here, while you're in the hospital, besides the counseling sessions and what have you, like you're having here with me, to help you to deal with some of your frustration, or?
No, I mean, they've just been observing me.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I just go to counseling. We have group therapy where we all just sit together and talk, and they give me my medicines, and that's about it. It's a group counseling, and then this individual counseling, and my medicine, and I'll observe my behavior.
And you seem to think that the one thing, you're only on one medication at this time, and that's the antidepressant. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that's all they're giving me is the antidepressant.
All right. And how about group? How is that going for you?
It's going okay. I mean,
seems like you don't think you should be in group at all.
Yeah, they really have some major issues with people. I mean, it's like, I don't even belong here. I mean, it's like, I have to listen to what these people are saying, and it's really weird. And it's like, they have some real major issues, and I don't have those issues. But yeah, I still have to sit here, and I'm locked in here, and I can't do anything about it. And it's like,
sounds like a confusing time for you.
It's very confusing. It's, why am I here? I mean, these people are like crazy. I mean, they have some, I mean, they're like talking to themselves and like, I mean, seeing people that aren't there, and just like all kind of weird issues. And I don't have any of that. I mean, yeah, I get depressed sometimes, but who doesn't? I mean, depression happens. I mean, life is not always perfect. Sometimes it's sad. Sometimes, it's hard. But
so I definitely feel that you're feeling extremely hurt by your wife, anxious to get out of the hospital, and like you definitely do not belong here at all.
I do not belong here at all. I mean, I don't see people. I mean, there's you and I in here, that's it. I mean, I'm not talking to somebody who's not in here. I mean, I was depressed and I got upset, and I mean, maybe I escalated the situation because I was so upset. I mean, I was upset. I know I was upset because y'all weren't listening to me. They weren't listening to me. So yeah, I did get upset. Of course, I got upset. Mm-hmm. But that means that I should be here with people who are talking to themselves and seeing people around here. I mean, Seriously, I'm not crazy.
It must be extremely frustrating to have all that going on and complicated and even angering to a degree.
Yeah, I'm very angry, especially on my wife. I mean, how could she do that to me? I mean, how could she do that? And my boss, like, I just freaking took our team to regionals, and you're gonna call the police on me? You should be thanking me. You should be putting me on a pedestal. I mean, I've gotten a lot of attention to this university and to this school, and I mean, I've built this school up a lot just from this team that I've built in this school. I mean, this team, they were nothing before I came. I mean, they were on a losing streak. I mean, like I said, no other sports teams in this school are winning. They're all on a losing streak. And then I come in and I built this team up, and now we have this awesome nationally recognized team that's just, phenomenon. It's phenomenal. And then you're gonna call the police on me? I mean, along with my wife? Like, that's crazy. Y'all should be thanking me that you're getting media attention, that people are recognizing your school, and that people are coming to your school to be in a part of our team. So it's just, I'm very upset and angry.
I can tell definitely that you're very upset and angry and frustrated and hurt and you must also feel very unsupported right now. What do
Yeah. And then they're keeping me away from my kids. I mean, it's like, I mean, I can't get out of here, and they're all keeping me away from my kids, and I'm upset. I mean, let me out. I'm not a crazy person. I mean,
And from what you've already said, your kids are definitely a top priority for you. So that has to be just really devastating.
it is, yeah. And then, what are they saying to my kids? Like, okay, they think daddy's not here. Like, they're asking, where's daddy, probably. And I haven't even talked to my kids. And I want to talk to my kids. I want to see my kids. And they're probably wondering where their dad is. And, I mean, what are they telling them? That, oh, your dad's crazy? I'm not crazy. And then I don't want them to be exposed to this place with, a bunch of crazy people. I don't want them to see that. I mean, that's, they don't need to be exposed to that. I mean, I just need to get out of here. I just need to get out of here, go to the Olympics, and bring this team, win the Olympics with this team. I mean, I can make this team great. I know I can. I mean, I'm going to be the best freaking coach I've ever had.
And do you feel like it sounds like you're very worried about your kids and what they're hearing about you and what they're thinking about why is daddy not here?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably like, where's my dad? I mean, did he just leave us? I mean, and then they might be blaming themselves. That's what I did when I was young. My dad acted out. I was like, like, are we the reason he's drinking? I mean, is this something that we did? I mean, did we drive him to drinking? Is we're bad? Are we just bad? He doesn't love us? I mean, that's what kids think. I mean, that's what their mind goes. And what if my kids are thinking that, like, my dad left me and, he doesn't love me? And, I mean, I don't want my kids to think that. I love my kids.
That must be so hard for you right now.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's, I don't want them to think that. I want them to know that I love them and that, I'll do anything for them and that I'm always here for them. And I'm always on their side and that I'm always cheering them on.
It seems like you show them that you love them too by spending time with them and actually taking care of their needs and going to work every day and being a good provider for them and being a positive father who actually tries to engage them in playtime with football and such as that.
I try to be the best, father I can be. I really do. I try to do, I try to spend time with them. And then, sometimes life, gets overwhelming and I do have to work late. And, I do have to, I don't sleep as well sometimes. I just, want to lay in bed all day. But,
And how long ago was that you just were? Was that what happened about 8 months ago, maybe? Is
Yeah, it
that what you
happened about
referenced?
8 months ago, and then recently I also been having trouble sleeping,
Oh,
and
yes.
so it's been something kind of reason that's been happening as well. That I've been having trouble sleeping, um, and I'll wake up in the middle of the night for no reason. I can't go back to sleep,
Oh, okay.
and or I'll have trouble falling asleep, and
Oh.
so.
So do you feel like you have too much energy to sleep? Is that how you're feeling? Or what do you think is preventing you from getting enough sleep? Do you have an idea about that?
Yeah, I think it's like just too much energy. I just have so much going on in my mind, and I just have a lot, that I'm trying to process. So I guess it's just too much energy. Or when I fall asleep and then I think of something and it just wakes me up, and I'm like, oh
Oh,
gosh, I need to add that to my list, or I need to write that down. I can't forget about that. And then once I start just getting stuff written down and start going, and then I just can't fall back to sleep. So then I wake up for 10 minutes and it turns into 5 o'clock a.m. and I'm like, oh my gosh, well I need to go to work now. So like that happens to me a lot. I mean,
if you had to say about like on a weekly basis, how many times per week would that happen about if you had to estimate it?
well, recently that's been happening almost every day. So I
Oh,
mean, for the
wow.
past 2 weeks, it's probably at least six days a week
Oh,
at
wow.
least.
That must be so frustrating.
Yeah, it's really hard sometimes, I guess, lack of sleep, but I mean, that's okay, sometimes I can get, energy and I just go, go, go. So I mean, I can just go sometimes, I don't need all that sleep sometimes. I mean, then sometimes, I feel like, okay, well, I need to relax.
Right.
I can't really do anything, so then I'll just kind of sit in bed, lay in bed.
And it sounds like also you had mentioned that Cheryl had thought that you weren't sleeping well or eating well. Tell me a little bit about your eating habits.
Yeah, she just thinks that I work too much and that I'm not
Oh, okay.
eating properly when I'm at work. Well, sometimes you can't. I mean, you get so busy, people are calling you, people are coming in, you're coaching this person, you're trying to make this person better, you're trying to do this, you're trying to fix this, you're trying to figure out how you're going to win the next game, you're trying to figure out what you did wrong in the last game, what this person did wrong, what this person did, how to make this person better. So, I mean, hours go by and you realize, oh, wow, I didn't eat today.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, that does happen, but I mean, when you're in a high stress environment where you're trying to be the best, trying to do your best, it will happen because I want to be a winner. I want my team to be a winner. So I have to evaluate and reevaluate and figure out what I did wrong here, figure out what I did wrong there, figure out how to make them better, and figure out what went wrong and what didn't go wrong. So I mean, it takes a long time, and sometimes I forget to eat. So.
And it seems to me like you feel like maybe Cheryl is just worrying, like you had mentioned earlier, and that it's nothing that, like maybe the sleep might be bothering you, but the eating not so much. Is that correct?
I mean, I'll eat. I mean, sometimes, at home, I'll, grab a little snack at the end of the day, but she's worried that I just go hours and hours without eating, and that's not healthy.
Right.
So, and then, like I said, I'm very athletic, so then she worries that, you can't go hours without eating and then go and do a 5 mile run. But that's not healthy for you. And I tell her I'm okay. We'll just get busy.
So you feel like you don't really have any issues with eating. You're just too busy sometimes.
Yeah. And some days, I mean, I'll eat. I mean, I'll eat my 3 meals a day. It's just,
Okay.
Some days I get so busy that I just, forget. Oh, crap. Yeah, I forgot I need to eat.
In the last 2 weeks, like you had mentioned, it's been happening with sleep about 6 times a night in the last 2 weeks. What about the eating? Can you give me an estimate of about how many days per week you have missed meals because of being too busy?
It doesn't happen as often.
Okay.
Probably maybe 2 days a week.
Okay.
I'll just get so busy that I just can't, find time to throw food down my throat. But probably about 2 days a week. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just, you get busy,
I mean, it seems like you're extremely busy at work.
Oh, yeah, very. I mean, I have probably about 15 students that I coach
Okay.
per team. So 15 for the women and 15 for the men. And then we have people that are on the kind of bench, just in case one of my star players go out. We have extra players. So I have to keep up with a lot of players and so a lot of students. And when they come in, I have to talk to them. I need to coach them. I have to get techniques that are going to work for them. We have drills. We have training all the time. We have to train. I mean, in order to be good, you have to practice. So I have a lot of training that I do with them. And I can't be eating and telling them to train and, giving them their drills and sitting there eating. I mean, how do you do that? So, yeah, my job, I get very, very, very busy.
It sounds like the work never ends, and you're just on the go constantly, but that it's not really that bothersome to you because you're a high energy person. Is that all the time that you're high energy, or have you noticed an increase in energy recently in the last 2 weeks?
I'm a pretty high energy person. I mean, even in college, I was like very high energy. So I am a pretty high energy person. I mean, some days it's like, whoa. I don't know where my energy comes from. But then, of course, there's days that I feel like I'm just down. Like I can't even get out of bed, like I said. But my job is a constant go. I mean, I really have to. I mean, there's just so much I have to do. I mean, it's a daily. Sometimes it feels like a 24/7 job.
Wow.
So it's a lot.
Now, on the times when you said you had been going through the depression-like issues, you don't have hardly any energy then, or do you have a lot of energy, little energy, just regular? How's your energy level at that time?
When I'm going through the depression, like when I'm down, it's. I mean, I just don't feel like doing anything.
Okay.
I don't feel like getting out of bed. I don't feel like brushing my teeth. All I just want to do is sit on the couch or in the bed and watch TV, and I'm not even watching TV. I'm just kind of staring. So it's more just like I don't know.
I'm sure that's so frustrating to go from one extreme where you have hardly any energy to another extreme where you feel like you're on the go all the time and have this endless energy.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, whoa, like it's. Sometimes I feel like, oh gosh, what's going on here? But more times than not, I have energy. So it really very seldomly happens where I don't have energy. So more times than not, I'm like, go, because I have to get this done. I have to do this. I need to check that student. I need to check that one. I need to help that one practice. I need to help that one run. That one needs to do 10-minute drill. That one needs to do 20. So more times than not, I'm like really trying to, go. So the depression doesn't happen much. Like I said, in my life, it's only probably happened 3 times maybe, and then this, so maybe 3 times. So really, it doesn't happen that often. So.
Well, I'm going to take all this information that we've shared today and write up a report, and I'm going to really put a lot of thought into what we should do going forward and what have you. Is there anything specifically that's bothering you that you would really like to work on the next time we meet?
Yeah, getting out of here. That's what I want to work on.
I definitely know that you are ready to leave and don't feel like you belong here and are anxious to get out into the real world again and outside of this hospital. I can definitely understand that that's probably frustrating to you.
Yeah.
So let me see what I can do with this report, and then when we meet next time, maybe we'll be able to go forward and get some positive results going your way. Okay. It was so great to meet you today. It was wonderful, George. And again, my name's Crystal, so I'll be meeting with you again very soon. And hopefully the next time we meet, we can discuss more things and get together a plan on how to work on some of the things that are bothering you. Okay? Nice to meet you. Have a wonderful day.